Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and today we're going to do a deck profile with my top 8 Kidku Ape Reboot. It's the new Zenkai starter deck. It got top 8 for the event, which is not super impressive, I'm going to admit, because it was only a 20-person event, so I'm not going to say like this is all an amazing finish for it, but this is definitely a leader that I've been really enjoying. I've been playing a lot of it lately, and I really like my build, so I want to share it with you guys. So if you guys don't know my history with me and this leader either, this is the original leader was the first video I've ever made for the Dragon Ball Super card game. I'll link it in the description if you want to see like a very old video, like 4 or 5 years ago. But I really have always enjoyed this leader, and I'm really happy that it's back, and I have a build that I like playing with it as well. So what this does real quick is looks top 10 for either a yellow Earthling or a yellow Unison. So it's either the Balmer Yamcha, we'll go over it. And then if we have a Balmer Yamcha out, we get to Awaken for early, draw 1, untap 1, go to 6. And on the on Awaken side, the choose one of your cards, switch to rest mode. When this card attacks, choose all your opponent's non-energy cards, switch in rest mode, and then either draw 1, or you get to get one of your yellow Great Ape Son Goku childhood cards from your deck to your hand, which is really nice. It's just a full like deck search for that. And then also activate battle. If it's your turn, use up to 1 mono yellow Earthling with 5k combo from your drop if this combo is negated. So like you get like an extra 5k, and it gets to switch to rest everything without barrier. So battle cards, unisons, I think field cards too. I can't remember that. I think it's field cards too. So that's really great for a lot of things. If your opponent has a lot of blockers out, and also being able to rest our opponent's unison comes up later too. So really like how they made him new for this kind of the Zenkai stuff, and it's just a really cool makeover, so I like it there. Main base package, this is pretty much what you should be running at least bare minimum whenever you build this deck. So 4 Balmas, Unison, even if the Unison removal is still great, being able to just play this for 1 and use it to cheat out a card is great, and also give our Gokus plus 5k as long as you're not on the Z leader is great. And then also you get a lot of markers on this very easily, so being able to use the effect to -1 to restand it, give it blocker, and then you can block any attack after the one you use it. So it's just like another kind of good defense way, and I like it there. We also do have the Yamchas. These are fantastic. Just one, it's our 1-drop barrier guy that most of the cards in our deck have barrier too, which is great, but being able to search for our cards is good. Having another target for a leader suspension is great, and we'll look into more things there. And then also 1-drop Bulma from set 18. This is just great because of the name, and it's an Earthling, so it's another search target. So we have 11 targets from our leader to find, which is pretty good. As top 10 on that, means that for the 2 that you usually do every game, you always hit with it. And when this, you get to draw 1, and then when it's switched to rest mode, you're able to discard and then restand it and draw 1. So if you need some cycle, it's great. Sometimes you need some cards specifically in your drop area too, so being able to do that for free is great there. So these are pretty basic cards there. I'd say they're pretty standard for any build for it. And then our Gokus, we have 4 of the Explosive Spirits and Gokus. And honestly, just like having a deck that I can use to use these guys again, it makes me very happy. This is a very old card. This is from strictly set 3. So being able to barrier blocker, being able to pop something in rest mode when it comes into play, which is very easy to do with our Unison here, is great. It becomes 15k, you attack with it, and then it restands at the end of the turn. So it kind of has like dual attack in that way. Just a very good card, and I'm happy that such an old card is able to see a lot of play. We also do have the 4-drop from the starter, so barrier, dual attack, unique, being able to evolve for cheap as long as you don't have one of those Goku apes out already is nice. And also activate main limit 1 for 1 yellow, switch one of your battle cards or Unisons both yellow with Balma in their name to rest mode. You get to play this from your hand, so it can be the 1-drop if you need to. You're almost always going to have one of these out on the board, which is great, so just use that and you are good to go. And then you can go into some evolve targets, running 3 of the Great Ape Son Goku Instincts Unleashed, so it is a Devil Strike blocker. Evolve limit 1 for 2 yellow and a colorless, you get to draw 1. And also when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and you get to KO it. And also if your leader is yellow, it is our leader essentially, our yellow Z leader, when this card is removed from the battle area by opponent's skill, you get to play a yellow Son Goku from our drop with cost of 4 or less that doesn't have Great Ape. So if you evolve into this guy, it gets removed by an effect. You get to play the 4-drop from underneath it from the drop area because it'd be in the drop, or even an Explosive Spirit Son Goku if that's already in there too. So being able to get some recursion is great. The fact that it's double strike is good. The fact that it just has blocker is great. It pops something on play too, which is good. Like all these effects are very great. And also a quick little combo for this too, because the Yamcha has this other effect that before this card came out, like people didn't know how it worked. Yamcha says If your leader is a yellow Z leader, or if we have our leader. When this card is switches to rest mode by one of your leader skills, switches card to active mode, then choose one of your yellow Son Goku childhood cards in rest mode that has an attack this turn and switch to active mode if you do draw one card. So how would you do that, right? How would you do that on your own turn? And the idea is you swing twice with this, you evolve here for one, draw the card, and now this is a new card because of the evolve. So then you can attack with your leader, you can rest the Yamcha, he'll restand, and then I'll also restand your ape. And then you get to draw a card from there too. Very, very good. Very easy to do this. You can do this turn 2 going second or turn 3 going first. Very easy to set up. You get a lot of value in being able to get like a bunch of swings. Like this deck inherently has a really good way to get rid of a lot of unisons too. It has a lot of 15k swings with the Bulma and the Gokus. The fact that you get to play this for free every turn as long as you see them is also very, very good. So that's just kind of like the main package for the deck. That shouldn't be too surprising for a lot of you, but just if you guys want to know how it works. Also, sorry, last thing. 8-drop, this is the new card from the promo packs. Triple Strike evolve for 5, 2 yellow and a colorless, but you can reduce it by 2, so it's just for 3 yellow energy. If your leader's yellow and you have Son Goku, character's name, and you have 4 more energy, when this card is played, switch all of your other cards in your battle area to rest mode, then choose all of your opponent's cards in rest mode. Battle cards, unisons, and field extras, all in rest mode, place them on drop. So the fact that this card can remove a unison, no matter how many markers it has, is fantastic, all by itself. So 30k triple strike, you pretty much have to do this at the end of the turn because all of your cards have to be switched to rest mode. Obviously, our explosives really don't care about that. Bulma doesn't care about that as a unison. I don't think it switches your unison anyways. Yeah, it doesn't switch your unison anyways, so... It's just, and it's a 30k triple strike, no protection, no recursion, whatever, but being able to be a board clear that is searchable off of our leader is fantastic. And like, it's not too hard to get one of these out. Most of the time you just have to pay 1 for it, or you can use, if this died the previous turn by an effect, you can use that, which most people do try to get rid of your ape anyways, and you get this back at the start of your turn so you can go into it again, which is really cool. So, all right, that is actually the end of the main package. And then going into just other generic good battle cards, this shouldn't surprise you. 4 Mecha Friezas, because they're very good. They're very strong for us. 3 Coolers, because they're also very good. They help us end the game. Just having 3 up and swinging just means your opponent's probably just not going to negate, which you can just show that you have one of these in your deck and your opponent's going to be worried about it. And then also 3 Meta Coolers Infinite Terror. This is from the new promo packs. This is a good ad for the deck and part of the reason I started looking into it again. Counterattack limit 1. If your leader's mono yellow, negate the attack and then play this card. And if you have a Z leader card or a Z battle card in play, doesn't matter what color Z leader or Z battle card. I guess the counterattack carries it mono is yellow, but the Z battle card doesn't matter. You can do it for free. It's limit 1 for the counterattack, but also permanent bond 2. This gains plus 5k power and barrier. And we're always going to have cards on the board in the field. All of our cards have barriers, so being able to negate the attack and then have another barrier dude just kind of hanging out for free, that's a 15k. It's very strong. 2 Super Saiyan 2 Son Goku Z Fighters. You can probably get away with running this at 1. It's fine for what it is. You sometimes go into it. Bulma is really easy to get a lot of markers on it, and then like turn 4, if you got nothing better to do, you just drop one of these. In general, I just never found... at least the last couple things of testing, it's been fine. It's great at getting rid of cards with barrier, which sometimes happens too. So if there's a side deck format, you definitely at least put him in the side. Main deck, he's probably fine. And then spoilers, we're running 50 cards, so this is probably the most important card in the entire deck. This is how you win your games. This is how you can push for games. Like even for the day of, I had like these extra Yamchas out, right? And so I swing with Yamcha, combo with Piccolo, so 34k that they have to get out of. I get to play this, and I can and on the defense too. Like if I don't have to be afraid about tapping out because if I have one of these in my hands too. So it's really hard to find this. A lot of our searching is for cards specifically. So we do have to. I made the deck as tight as I could just at hopes to find it. And when you find it, it's good. There's probably some other ways to make it even more searchable, or get more cycle for the deck that I haven't kind of invested in. But man, what a really good card for this deck. This is, I feel like, one of the best leaders to take advantage of how good this secret rare is. Going into our extras, we have 2 Tyrannical Blows. This comes up pretty occasionally, especially like if with Aandroidd 17, the new one coming out, that's already out. If you don't have 3 up, you can still Tyrannical Blow for this, and this does some good stuff. It hits some other things every once in a while too. It's just a nice card to have, especially. So I'm running a couple extra extra cards too in general. Maybe a cloggy amount, but I just also want to make sure that my Mecha Frieza had enough targets for it. So 2 release from Evil. I probably want to bump this to 3. This is really nice. We're almost always going to have a Bulma unison out, and even not, like having it for 1 is cool. It just means like if they're playing like Gamma specifically, which is still kind of meta, is still it is meta. You do get to do some cool stuff with this. Power Super Saiyan. We're running yellow, so we run 1. I'm the world champion. I don't know how I feel about this card. People tell me to run it. I play it. Sometimes the draw 2 is great. Other times it's just, I don't know. It's just fine. Like other times I wish it was just a Goku childhood, the Saiyan Instincts, which I can find with my leader, by the way. They can just pitch it and then draw 2 for 2 without having to have any setup or having to run a clunky extra card for it. So that might be what I add next to it, but it's fine. 3 Frieza Armies reinforcements because this card is really good too, especially since we get down, like sometimes we need to get down to 3 life to be able to use our leader effect. And then last card we're going to talk about is a super combo that we chose. Most people run Krillin. We're playing Wings for this one. This is my secret tech for this build. Super combo if your leader's yellow or if your leader is a Z leader and you have 2 or more energy in play. When this card is used in a combo, you get to draw 1, which is cool. It's a 10k always, which is sometimes important as well, depending on where we are in the game. And if we go into our Z deck, we do have Angela, the defensive prowess. We're running at 3. Probably need to run it at 2, but I'm running it at 3. So what this is, it's a 1/1 blocker permanent. If you have a Slug army, this gains plus 1k during your turn. So you can pop another one and you have 2 15k swings, which is kind of nice. But the main thing is that when this card's played, look top 7 for a Slug army card with a cost of 5 or less, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you add a card, place 1 to the bottom of your deck, or place 1 of your battle cards with a combo cost of 1 into its owner's drop. So this just being a blocker is fantastic for the deck. Just being able to find our super combos is pretty good in the deck. And then also, since it is a Z battle card, our Mecha Coolers can be free mid-game as well. So it's just great for defense. Like sometimes I'm just like, I just don't have anything better to do. I'll just play an Angela for 1. It blocks an attack if I need to. It helps me find a super combo, which 3 is short. 3 is sometimes rough for this, but we do a lot of searching. And when you find the super combo, you feel good. It's not like a strict +1 either because you do have to bottom deck something. But you can bottom deck an extra ape if you need to because they're super searchable off our leader. And additionally, like I did originally play this deck with like the Slug package with it just to get some additional like +5, which means that like if I had like an extra card that was just dead in hand, I could cycle with it. But this I think is just kind of nice. I'm sure I need to go back and see if there's any other Slug cards I might want to add, but just for what it is, a blocker for 1 that can help me find super combos, I think is just worth it in this deck. So last couple Z cards, peel off because we're playing yellow and we're not stupid. We're playing a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta surmounting the impossible. This really just helps us get from 4 to 3. Sometimes the extra card draw is really needed. 1 of the Son Goku Evolved Defender because this card is pretty good. There just needs to be like a 2-cost yellow Z battle card, and this deck can really take advantage of it. Very, very nice. The fact that it's just like 1 or 3 is just kind of stinky because like there's just not enough stuff. And then also just 1 of the leader just wins you the game a lot of the time. Just being able to have a double strike on your leader, and especially in an archetype that has cooler in it, but a color that has cooler in it, you can just say, all right, well, it's turn 5. I'll just swing. I'll leave 3 open very easily. I'll probably the sequencing is also swing with this so you can rest any blockers or anything. Do the Z Awaken into this, and then you do have to make sure that to do the Z Awaken, you do have to have 1 of your Great Ape Childhoods in your drop area to warp. So you do have to set that up, and then you also need to have for the Activate Battle and to place 1 Z Energy to your owner's drop. So be careful with that. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to make Z Energy with this deck, which kind of stinks because it is like a premier deck for the format, but you do just have to be careful. Don't be afraid to like do an early combo with either a Yamcha or a Bulma, because then that just gets a lot of benefits later in the game just by using the Activate Battle from here. So don't be afraid to just do these early, because then you can just get the cycle started and get the free combo every turn, which means free Z energy every turn, which can really help out. So that's the one thing, like don't be afraid to do the early extra combo. But I've been really enjoying this deck. I really think you need to keep it at 50, because whenever you find your secret rare, you just feel like you are up and ahead. Like you just have a really good chance of winning the game. So I think that's all I kind of wanted to talk about for this. I think it's fun. I hope you guys enjoy this deck. I hope you guys try it out. It's one of my favorite leaders in the entire game for the last 5 years, and that will be it for me. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it. Damn it.